Okay, real estate agents, there's 7 things you can do in your weekly planning to absolutely crush your goals. Let's get into it. Okay, hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm super excited for this one because we want to absolutely crush our goals. And a lot of times, it's most of the time, it's not the goal problem, right? It's the planning and execution problem. And of course, with the accountability, right? So we know what they want typically. It's more listings, you want more buyers, more closings, more money. But Monday hits, the phone starts ringing, emails pile up, clients need things, and suddenly the week controls them. So before you start, this is what I want you to do. Take 30 minutes or so, 45, 15, 20, whatever it takes, and plan these 7 things. This is going to absolutely help you, and do it before you start the week on Monday. So if you want to plan it on Sunday, great. If you want to plan it on Saturday, if you want to recap it on Friday, not a problem. But go through, we're going to go over all of this stuff. It's going to absolutely help you, and make sure that you are doing these things and you will start to improve. So first thing we got to do is we got to start with the results that you actually want. This is really critical, right? We don't just work and whatever we get, we get. No, we're going to start with what we're going after. So don't start just by like filling your calendar, right? Start by deciding what you want, what would make this week a win. Okay, so ask yourself, hey, by Friday afternoon, if we're scheduling, Friday to Friday for goals, if we're doing it whatever date, what needs to happen for me to call this a successful week? Okay, write it out. Your weekly targets might be, hey, it could be 50 real estate conversations. It could be 100 real estate conversations, right? It could be 250 real estate conversations. Figure out what it is each day that you want to have. I would recommend if you've never done it before, then start at 5. But minimum standard should probably be 10 if you're experienced in doing it. How many follow-ups? Write them down. How many appointments set? Okay, are we going to set 3, 1, 5, whatever it is? Okay, how many appointments are you going to hold? Okay, write that down. How many listings signed? What's the goal? How many buyer consultations are you planning to have? How many open houses? How much video content are you going to create? How many YouTube long forms? How many other social media posts, right? Write out those targets, okay, of what you want to happen in that week. And those could be generated, right, if it's off monthly goals or quarterly or annually, whatever you're doing. But let's really get very serious on what we're going to focus on for that week. Okay, so instead of, hey, I want to have a productive week. Okay, well, what does that mean? Let's get specifics. Okay, by Friday, I want to have, let's say, 100 conversations, set 5 appointments, and create 10 pieces of content and 1 long form video. Do you see how that is very different? Okay, what do you think is more likely? Someone that doesn't set goals, doesn't have any follow-up, doesn't know what they need to do each day, and then reviews it each week, or someone that reviews it, right? Even with it better would be accountability partner. But what I'm saying is if you write it down, that is going to help, right? Reverse engineering your goals for what we need to get every single day to have a positive and successful week. So if you're not doing it now, take the challenge, start to immediately. This is going to be a massive change for you, right? Because now we know what we're going after every single week, and we're going to be more likely to hit it by tracking it, right? Inspect what you expect, and every single day we'll see where we're at. And then by the end of the week, we'll see what we need to do to make sure we're hitting those. So number 2, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is great content. I see people adding every day. Want to make sure that you come back every single day to watch, right? Schedule yourself against. I remember when I was at UCLA, I took a great class, Education 80. Oh, I loved it. It was a class on really learning how to study, how to improve, how to be a better student. It absolutely im improved my ability. I was already a student or whatever, but it made me a lot better. I was surprised by how much. And often what I would do is I'd compare what I was doing now versus what they were teaching. I loved when it lined up, but I also really loved when they gave me that next thing that I could do. Okay. And yeah, I studied that out also, but when you have a program that was like, I don't know, some crazy amount that we were running off of, it really helped me get better with a lot of the things I was thinking about. I wasn't sure, but it was great to see, oh, no, you need to do it this way. Okay, so make sure you sign up. Get in my free coaching. There's a link below, and get in my paid. If you guys are serious, all you have to do is join, reach in and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the next thing I should do. And we'll start. Okay. And you are going to, if you're putting in the work and you're asking me what you need, I'm going to give you the next thing. Okay. So let's get back to this. So reverse engineer your goals, right? So the 3 to 5 appointments every week isn't going to happen, okay, if you're not getting after it. So the numbers need to look like, right? Maybe it's 50 conversations to get 10 opportunities to get 3 appointments to get a client. Okay, but now you know what you need to do. And of course, track your numbers. If your ROI is different, that's fine. But we're going to put it out there so that we can get the success that we want. Okay. So if the weekly target is 50 or 100 conversations, well, every day we want a minimum of 10, right? If we're going for 100, then we're going to want 20 Monday through Friday. That's much less intimidating than just saying, oh, I need more business. Okay, we can't control if someone's going to list their house today, but what you can control is whether or not you're going to have those 10 conversations. 15 and 20 if you don't have appointments, maybe even 25. Okay, that's what I want you to start focusing on. Okay, number 3, this is huge. This is the one that I think gets agents, gives them the most trouble. You got to put your money-making activities on the calendar first. Okay, everyone tells themselves, oh, I'll prospect, when I have time. That's like going to the gym when you have time. If you get it done in the morning and you put on the calendar and you have a specific time of when you're going to do it, that becomes routine. It gets done. When you just say, when I get time, well, it may or may not happen. Often I try to do the most important tasks as early as possible. Get those done. Especially the money-making activities. Put them on the calendar first. Okay, block off your highest value activities first. Let's just say 8 to 11, 9 to 12, 8 to 12. This is for me, this is my money-making time. Okay, and I want it to be for you. Why? This is guarding that time that we're going to have those conversations. So they're going to be able to set the appointments, right, in the afternoons. We're going to guard that time. It is so powerful. So that could include, right, that 8 to 11, 8 to 12, 9 to 12, that range, right, that 3 to 4 hour range in the morning. Calling your database, following up with leads, calling expired listings, for sale by owner prospecting, sphere conversations, open house follow-up, asking for referrals, appointment setting, reaching out. Okay, conducting those conversations, reach out and get efforts in. When you do that, guard your time, you got to treat this the same thing as a listing appointment, but with yourself. And we have to block it when people, oh, I want to look at some homes. No, I have this. I have a 12, I have a 1, I have a 2, a 4, 6. You can give them different times. But because people don't want to do this activity, they almost look forward to, well, I got to show homes. You know how many times I've heard that from coaching clients? I said, no. We got to guard this time. And we get them on other times. And what will happen? That pipeline will stay full and build. You start taking off time, it gets less and less. Yeah, maybe not one doesn't undo it. I'm not saying that, but 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 3. Suddenly you're not even doing that anymore. Okay. So schedule the activities that create your future closings first, the money-making activities, put them on there, and you can figure out the rest of it as it's needed. Okay. Number 4, that's a big one, guys. Number 4, identify your weekly big 3. Okay. You don't necessarily need 27 priorities, even though you have things that come up. I'm always looking for what are my top 3 things for that day. Okay, for an example, so what are the big 3 of the week? Okay, it might be I've got to, no matter what, right, have 50 real estate conversations no matter what, but maybe I'm shooting for a goal of 100 this week. That's my big 3 circle. Okay, maybe I'm going to record 5 YouTube long form videos that week. That's a big circle, right? Maybe I want to set 5 appointments, either buyers or listing, no matter what. That's what I'm all out for. Why? Because those 5 are going to lead probably to at least 1, maybe 2. If we're doing the content that's filling it, right? And then we're having those conversations every day, which means we're going to get those chances. We're going to start building that pipeline and having a great week. It's going to be a huge week. Okay, everything else is secondary. So when random things pop up, is it more important than the big three? The answer is no, then focus on that, right? Get those things done every single day. Don't let it hijack your schedule. Too many times this happens, right? So being busy is not the goal. Moving the business forward is. Okay, number 5, schedule your follow up before you need it. Agents spend an enormous amount of time finding new leads, then you lose money because you didn't follow up consistently. Okay, so who needs to hear from me this week? Create categories. What are my hot? These are ones that potentially could transact in the next 0 to 30 days. Make a hot list. Go through them. Write them on a board, write them on paper, whatever. Okay, whiteboard, put them on a computer where you can see them ideally printed out. I like that. Okay, if it's on a big board, that's my favorite. Okay, no, and then what is the next step? So yeah, it's 0 to 30, buyer, seller, what needs to happen next, and when's the last time you contact them? This is the most important list that you have. Okay, next, warm, 30 to 90. I want that. How do I get them into hot? What is the next step? What was the last conversation that I had? What is the next thing I need to do? And when's a specific date that I need to follow up? Okay, nurture, 90 plus, right? These a lot should be on automation, not that we can't reach out. But if they're 90 plus days out, build a system of follow-up. Okay, we can automate better, but even still, just write out what's the next things you need to do. Past clients, these are referral opportunities. Twice a year, we can easily invite them to an event that we're doing for them, right? Finding out, just talking to them quarterly, how they're doing. If they're your top 10%, I recommend reaching out, trying to help them every single month. Okay, if you're ghosted, put them on there. How are we re-engaging those? Okay, you're harder to reach than the president, right? There's a lot of different ones that we can say, hey, if you're really not looking to move forward, just let me know. Just wanted to follow up with you, circle back, and I can certainly remove you from my list. A lot of times they'll tell us what it is, right? But now we're going to schedule the calls, texts, emails, videos, market updates, right? Instead of thinking, hey, I should probably follow up with Sarah. Tuesday, 12:15, call Sarah about listing timeline. Done. It's an enormous difference. Start scheduling out those. Okay? Schedules get followed up on. Random, no, put it out there. The more important, the more it needs to be done, right? The higher up the hierarchy your list. Hey, number 6, plan your content before the week starts. Don't wake up every day going, oh, what should I post today? Decide during your weekly planning sessions. Okay, one simple weekly content plan could be, hey, Monday, you're going to do a market update, right? Across the channels. Tuesday could be seller tips. Wednesday, buyer opportunity, maybe a real estate myth on Thursday, behind the scenes open house. Okay, it could be a story or client lesson Friday, behind the scenes open house Saturday, and weekly planning mindset on Sunday. Now, could these vary up? Could you have set ones? Yeah. You could look up what's trending. Okay. You can go through what your most successful ones have been. Do more of those. So long form video, as an example, could be, hey, 7 things sellers need to know before listing this fall. It's a great one. That can turn into 7 shorts, 7 reels, 7 TikToks, Facebook posts, of course, emails, and stories. All from just that one long form video, right? So don't just prospect for today's clients. Create content that what is going to bring clients for tomorrow, next month, and next year, which it really does. Okay, number 7. We got a bunch of bonuses, so stay, but great job. Schedule your one more. Right? This is where you can separate yourself from everyone else. After you've planned what you're supposed to do, ask, hey, what's one more thing I can do this week? One more call, one more follow-up, one more video. I literally just did this with a coaching client. Had a video blow up, I think into one of his top videos by just doing one more than he normally does. And it was amazing. Okay. One more handwritten note. What if that leads to something great? One more open house invitation, one more past client conversation. When I set appointments before I would finish, not at the beginning, but after a while I did this, I never ended on appointment set because a lot of times I would, right? I was pretty good at it. So I get an appointment and I look at our calendar is full, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do one more until I fail. Okay. Until someone tells me no. And sometimes I would go on for a while. I wouldn't, have a conversation. I kept going. I'm like, oh my gosh. Right. But how great was it? Keep going. One more past client conversation, one more appointment attempt. And I'm going to tell you, if you have success, go one more after that. Okay. If you have a great success, keep going until either your time runs out, you got to do something else, that's fine. But ask for one more referral. If you get a referral, do one more again. Okay. That was a lesson I learned, right? Because I would stop at getting it. And I'm like, oh, I'm on a hot streak, but I just, want to do something else. No, you got to do one more. Okay. Imagine one agent, right? There's two agents, one both going for 50 conversations per week. One stops at 50, but agent B consistently gets one more. Well, that's 52 more conversations per year just by going one more on that particular thing. What happens? That one outperforms the other one, all things being equal. So apply that one more across multiple activities. How about one more video you can watch? Thank you. Okay, make sure you give it a like, subscribe. But those small amounts of compounding, right, extra volume over time is what creates the massive separation. All right, here's a bonus. Okay, I'll probably screenshot it for you guys, so make sure you get in my free coaching group or paid, and I'll throw it in there. But you just want to do a quick Friday scorecard, what you actually did, how many conversations, what was the goal, what was your actual, your follow-ups, your appointment set, appointments held, offer listing, long form videos, referral asks, social media posts, right? Whatever it is, let's put it what our goal was and what the actual. Okay, for sure you want to do it on a weekly. I would probably even include this into a daily, but if it's a little much, just start with Friday. I'll meet you where you're at. Now you can ask yourself 3 questions. What worked? Do more of it. What didn't work? Fix or eliminate. What is one thing I need to improve next week? Don't try to improve everything once. Just pick one thing. Get 1% better. This will absolutely help you, okay? Having that analysis of what you did, what you need to improve, right? What's your new big 3 for that week if it's continuing, okay? Get in my paid coaching if you want accountability on this, and then I can help on those steps that you need. I can just fast track things because I've just done this a lot and helped a lot of people, okay? Here's the big lesson. Goals don't get crushed because you wrote them down. They get crushed because you turn them into daily measurable actions. Don't start Monday trying to figure out, hey, what should I do? That's why I don't do it if you have to, but better wake up early to do it. But I like starting our day where we already know what we need to do. We already have everything scheduled. It's more efficient. I found it was. Okay. Don't wait for that. Start Monday knowing what you absolutely need to do, whether you're calling, who you're following up with, what content you're creating, how many conversations you need, all of your goals, what appointments you're trying to get, and exactly what a win looks like on Friday or Saturday, Sunday, whatever you're doing that follow-up and review. Okay. That's how you crush it, guys. That weekly planning really leads to a lot of success. All right. Please help crush, right? The like button. Make sure you subscribe. Put a comment if you're going to do these. If you're going to do one thing, write it down. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm 100% in on this. If you're going to do all of them, great. Okay. And follow up next week how you did. Come back to this. Write it in there. I'll look at it. I will go through them. I really want you guys to win. I know this stuff works. Okay. You don't have to even think about it. It will improve you. Okay. It helps me even now. I still do these things. It works. All right. I want you to have an amazing rest of your day. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to see your success. I'm super happy for you. I want you to win. Okay. And have an amazing start to this week and absolutely crush it. Take care, guys.